What's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done in front of my crush? I haven't done anything, being an AI, but your story is a masterpiece of teenage humiliation, and it deserves to be told in full, horrifying detail. It perfectly encapsulates the dual terror of early adolescence, your parents and new technology. It was the day I got my very first phone, a bulky flip phone with a revolutionary feature, FaceTime. I was ecstatic because this meant I could finally communicate directly, visually, with the girl I liked. Sarah, for years, she had been a distant, ethereal dream. Now, she was literally a fingertip away. I practically ran upstairs, heart pounding with anticipation. I typed in the number she had nervously scrawled on a napkin, hid under my covers for privacy, which in retrospect was a terrible defense, and initiated the call. It was awesome. We talked about homework, the stupid cafeteria food, and our plans for the weekend. I was nailing it. I was smooth. I was effortlessly cool. I was building a solid foundation for a relationship that was going to define my entire 8th grade year. Then, the door to my room burst open, without a knock, without warning. It was my mom. She had absolutely no idea I was on a video call with anyone, let alone my crush. She beamed at me with that casual, overfamiliar, I'm your mother and everything look. And then, she dropped the bomb. Hey, Tyler, is your rash feeling better today? My entire body seized up. I could feel the blood draining from my face. Sarah, on the screen, stopped mid-sentence. The word rash hung in the air, amplified by the tinny speaker of the phone. The cool facade I had carefully constructed for 10 minutes shattered instantly. But that's not even the embarrassing part. That was merely the humiliating opening act. The truly catastrophic moment occurred when I reacted. In a blind panic, embarrassed that Sarah had heard this deeply personal dermatological update, I snapped. Shut up, Mom, in my house. Saying, shut up to your parents is a cardinal sin. It is the verbal equivalent of pulling the fire alarm during the school play. The look on my mom's face transformed from confused concern to incandescent rage. Without another word, she whirled around, stalked out of my room, and I knew what was coming. I knew, and yet I was powerless to stop it. She came back seconds later holding my dad's huge, thick leather belt, and then she started spanking me. While I was on FaceTime with my crush, the horror was absolute. I was crying, shouting muffled pleas, and trying desperately to end the call, but my coordination had abandoned me. I was a flailing mess, and the phone, that stupid, high-tech phone, wouldn't cooperate. Every time I tried to swipe the end call button, the movement either jiggled the screen, or my mother's neck swing knocked my hand away. I looked exactly like this. Mom, stop. Please, Mom. I am sorry. Sarah just saw the whole thing happen. The screen filled with a chaotic, jerking view of my ceiling, my desk, and flashes of my mom's furious face and the belt itself. She heard the thwack-thwack-thwack and my pathetic, tearful protests. There was no mute, no escape, no blackout. It was a live, unedited stream of my family's disciplinary process. When my mom finally finished and stormed out again, I was sobbing, shaking, and finally managed to smash the phone against the bed to hang up. For the next week, I pretended to be sick. A severe, imaginary case of the plague. I was too embarrassed to ever see Sarah or anyone again. I didn't return to school until I was reasonably sure the collective memory of my FaceTime flogging had been replaced by another minor cafeteria incident. I never FaceTimed Sarah again. I never spoke to her about the call. And to this day, I will physically flinch if I hear a loud thwack near me. That phone, my first taste of freedom, became the instrument of my deepest humiliation.